Thereafter, Shaykh Nāsir was taken, and it was well known that from even a young age, there were signs and clear signs of intelligence, astuteness, sharpness, good memory, and his enthusiasm for ilm was recognized by those who were present in the region at the time. From that which highlights, ikhwan, his ardentness for ilm, though he was a young child, a youth, was that he wrote by hand. From the things that he carried out as a young boy, he wrote by hand the book of Al-Imam Al-Iraqi, Hussein bin Abd Rahim, the book which was a takhrij of the book Ihya Ulum Ad-Din. Ihya Ulum Ad-Din, the well-known book of Al-Imam Al-Ghazali, Imam Al-Iraqi, because of that which was present in it, from ahadith that were da'ifa, ahadith that were weak, ahadith that required studying and required research, Al-Imam Al-Iraqi, he wrote a book around each hadith that was present within the book of Imam Al-Ghazali, Ihya Ulum Ad-Din. And the book is a large book. Al-Imam Al-Albānī, when he began to show an inclination towards the sciences of hadith, from the things that he carried out in his young age was that he wrote the whole book himself by hand. And naturally, ikhwan, because of that which they had from qillat yad and from poverty, and that they were not people who were well-to-do, many would write books by hand at that time. And printing presses and books in print were relatively new phenomenon during that period. In any case, as a young boy, he wrote by hand the takhrij of Ihya Ulum Ad-Din of Al-Imam Al-Albānī, and he added to it. So he took it, he made some notes upon it, he added some affairs related to the language, to the meaning of some words. He added additional notes from external research that he did around the book that he wrote out. And that would be like, ikhwan, one of us saying to one of our youth that we want you to take, for example, Sahih al-Bukhari in English, and just, if you can, write it out by hand for me and add whatever notes you can to it. That one of our youth were to carry out a task like that, then ikhwan, he would be the Imam of the Dunya in Britannia, the Imam of the Dunya in England, because mashallah he wrote out Bukhari by hand. And that then, ikhwan, was the first of the works and what the first of the things that Shaykh Nāsir carried out and was known for as a young boy. Thereafter, ikhwan, it was well known that Shaykh Al-Albānī, he took and was very well acquainted with Al-Maktab Al-Zāhiriyya. Al-Maktab Al-Zāhiriyya in Sham is one of the largest, most renowned libraries in the Islamic and in the Muslim world. The Maktab Al-Zāhiriyya, a maktaba and a library, ikhwan, that has tens of thousands. We're not saying, ikhwan, hundreds, but tens of thousands of works, Muslim authorships, tens of thousands of books, some of them in printed form and some of them in manuscript form. And in fact, there are many manuscripts that are present that to this day, other than the manuscript form that they're in Maktab Al-Zāhiriyya, they are not present in the hands of the Muslims. And so Maktab Al-Zāhiriyya is an extremely important maktaba, an extremely important library, ikhwan, for the people of knowledge, for the students of knowledge, and for the Muslims in general. Shaykh Nāsir, again, as a youth, took to taking or spending long periods of time within a Maktab Al-Zāhiriyya. He would sit and he would read, ikhwan, from the morning to the evening, and then he would return in the morning after Fajr, and he would sit and read in Maktab Al-Zāhiriyya and research from morning to evening. And then he would return after going and sleeping. He would return, sit from morning and research again till evening within the library. And he became very well known within the library to the extent that those who used to work, the librarians of the library, allocated for him a room. That was Shaykh Al-Albānī's room, or the Albanians' room at that time. He would take his books into the room and he would study in the room. So they allocated for him his own room because of the muwadhaba that he had within the maktaba. Because he was constantly present within it, they allocated for him a room. And further to allocating to him a room, they went on to give him a key. Because he was there when the people would open, when the librarians would open, up until the time that some of them would leave. And when some of them wished to leave, because of the books that he had in front of him, because of the research that he was involved in, and because he would request for them to delay slightly, yani the closing time and what have you, they decided to cut a key for Shaykh Nāsir. And so they gave him a key to Al-Maktab Al-Zahiriyah. That is like one of us receiving a key to Central Library in town. You can come and go as you please. So well known within the library and among the librarians that they've allocated for you a room in the library, your room. And you have a key, come and go as you please. And that was Shaykh Nāsir as a youth, still young, spending time, ikhwan, within Al-Maktab Al-Zahiriyah.